People. Que pasa, sapa, say what they do. Now, people, the first thing that is popping in the news is that we heard that reputed gangster, we are speaking about a person whose name is Richie Poo, and he is a part of the Gideon Warriors. And when we speak about the Gideon Warriors, we are speaking about Joel and them. Now, people, based on information that I had, or that I broke the news yesterday on my next channel, where I speak about Jamaica Dancehall Source and People, I am going to pin the link of that channel in the description of this video. And people, I also spoke about this incident on this channel, which is True Jamaica Buzz. I spoke about it earlier today, which would be the video before this one. Now, people, when I brought the news, I said that Richie Poo was gone because, people, there was also pictures, there were also videos. And in the picture, we saw that Richie Poo was laid out. He was out. His eyes was turning over in his head. However, people, I am now getting information that he is actually alive. People, like I said, the stories are conflicting. I don't know what is true and I don't know what is a lie. However, people, there are two videos. I have two videos that are out and I have some pictures. So therefore, people, I am going to show you the edited version of the video.
Yeah, man, just drop out on Hope Road now. Right up side, speak and spang, like you can get shot in the head. Yeah.
Contact number from Miss Campbell, 419-5769. 419-5769. Diane Campbell, say you know?
That was received.
West Chief Commander from Police Emergency. Okay. Okay, I'm West Patrol Supervisor.
Right emergency. Read as assignment, 30 Rosemary. Went to the location of Davia. Davia, 47-year-old, female of 1973, unemployed.
So, people, if you want the picture and you want the videos, the raw version, people, you can WhatsApp me. And the number is area code 1876-894-2711. However, people, be very patient. I have thousands of people per my WhatsApp. So, people, just send your name and say that you want to join the group. And also, you want the Richie Poo video and the picture them. Now, the first thing that is popping in the news, it is called, it seems as if persons don't learn from their mistake. And people, I am speaking specifically about a case that involved a lady and her name was Jodian Ferran. And people, if you know anything about that story, she was a young lady that was taken out. She was pregnant. And because of the Big C situation, people, there was all sorts of mix-up, controversy and drama. So she lost her life during the time that she was pregnant and went in at the place of recovery for basically deliver her baby. Now, people, we would have thought that after that incident and countless other incidents after that, the people that work in the hospital, we are speaking about the doctors and the nurses, we would have thought that they would have learned a lesson and make sure that they don't do the thing or repeat something. We are speaking about a big error over and over again. And people like them say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Now, people, what we found is that it seems as if a lot of these doctors and nurses, they are not patient to deal with the patient. It seems as if they are not trained. It seems as if they are boogie and people, the way that they deal with patients, the way that they deal with their customers, people, it is unprofessional and people, it is almost barbaric. So people, I am going to let you listen to an audio of a person describing an incident that occurred in a place called Port Antonio. I talk about Portland at the place of recovery. So people, take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
Good evening, everyone. Katie Johnson here. I want to share an experience that someone had at the Port Antonio Hospital in Portland. Now, this person is heavily pregnant. She went to the hospital because she had some cold on her chest and a little shortness of breath. Now, I don't know if you know, but pregnant women, heavily pregnant women as she is, get something called rhinitis a lot of times when them start sneeze and all kind of, sinus like problems. And also heavily pregnant women. Common symptom in heavily pregnant women is shortness of breath because the belly big and a push up on the lungs and all of that. Okay, fine. She went up there, they sent her to maternity ward, maternity sent her back to emergency sent her back to, sent her down to COVID-19 ward, COVID-19 tent. The doctor took 4 hours, over 4 hours to come to her. Heavily pregnant, over 4 hours. Alright. Doctor came, say, okay, when him done evaluate, he's going to prescribe some DPH and inhaler. Fine? Good. Then the doctor said, okay, we are going to keep you on we're going to recommend that you stay overnight just for observation, just in an abundance of caution, according to the doctor. Fine. They're going to send her to maternity. They take her and guess where they put her? COVID-19 lockdown ward. Let me say that again. COVID-19 lockdown ward they put her in. And by the way, the COVID-19 lockdown ward at the Port Antonio Hospital is the entire children's section of the hospital. That entire building that the children used to be, the children ward, has been retrofitted as a COVID-19 ward. Don't ask where they put if children don't get sick anymore. Where do they go? I don't know. Anyway, she told the doctor from the beginning, that she will not be taking a COVID-19 test. The doctor was adamant that she take it, right? Almost to the point of bullying, I would say. Fine. She called somebody and said, listen, me up at hospital, I may need some clothes and some come and stay overnight. The person went for it and come for some stuff for her and come back. Then the person realized that she did a COVID-19 lockdown ward, heavily pregnant woman. So the person go to the doctor and say, what go on and so? The doctor say, basically, anybody who comes to the hospital, whether they have a flu, a cough, sore throat, sneezing, whether you have headache, whether you have tightness of chest, whether you have shortness of breath, whether you have cold, whether you have any symptom that can be associated with COVID-19, flu, influenza, anything like that, they are putting you in isolation, COVID-19 lockdown ward. That's where they're putting you if they find out you have anything like that. And that is why they put her over there. So the person said, but she said that she will not be taking any COVID-19 test. The doctor said, why? Almost arrogantly, why? The person said, listen, it is her right as a patient to refuse treatment. You cannot force treatment on a patient. You know what the doctor did? The doctor went back to her afterwards in the COVID-19 ward. And by the way, when he went there and saw her, when he saw her sleeping about 10 o'clock in the night, you know what the doctor said to her? Say, why you not have your mask? Heavily pregnant woman who having a little shortness of breath and a little cold on her chest. You want her to put on the mask and sleep with? What kind of madness? Anyway, let me move on. You know what the doctor went back and tell her? Say? He wants to do a CT scan and to inject her with some blood thinners or something like that, right? But he cannot allow her to get this treatment unless she either take a COVID-19 test and wait for the result or stay for 14 days on lockdown if she don't want to take the test before she can get medical treatment. So no, your medical treatment for whatever condition you go to the hospital for is hinging on whether you take a COVID-19 test or lock down in the hospital for 14 days. So if you have any of these symptoms, the doctor may lock you down in the hospital for 14 days if you don't want to take the test or take the test. She said she not take no test. Right? No, people, imagine that. Think about that. Not only that, he told her that if she don't take the test, she will be listed as a COVID-19 patient. Let me say that again. The doctor told her that if she refused to take the test, she will be listed as a COVID-19 person. People, this is why the numbers are going through the roof in Jamaica. Because they're listing anybody who refuse tests, anybody who have are suspected of having so-called COVID-19 is being added to the tally. But no so what go on. He told her, she said she not take it. Right? He told her then that the only way they will allow her to leave is if she basically sign a waiver to say she has refused treatment. And that is how she got out of the COVID-19 lockdown ward in the Port Antonio hospital. Think about this. So this thing is supposed to be so deadly and so wicked and everything. But if them lock it down, all I have to do is say, I don't want to do no test and sign a waiver and you're gone home. What kind of madness that? People, let me tell you, when I investigated further with some of my doctor friends and people me know in the medical industry, this is what I realized. This is what the conclusion I've come to. The more persons they put in the COVID-19 ward is the more money the doctors, the nurses, and the hospital get because they are now dealing with COVID-19 patients. You get it? Millions, probably billions, I wouldn't say go as far as billions, but millions of dollars is there waiting for hospitals who get COVID-19 patients. So that is why the doctor and the nurses were bullying her to take COVID-19 test and saying lockdown. Everybody benefits when somebody come with COVID-19. If that ward was full to the brim, the hospital will get more money. Not only that, guess how many persons were in the COVID-19 lockdown ward? One person. And probably that one person is there because them catch that person there. Them catch that person there. And the person don't know her rights, or him or her rights, that they can refuse treatment and leave. Yeah? So guess what? Afterwards, I was speaking to one of my medical colleagues, and she said she have a son, and the son have a little cough the other day, and she was thinking of carrying him to the Port Antonio hospital, and she said no, she not carry him up there because she understand what is going on, and apparently me never know what go on, and she educated me. She educated me and tell me, say, listen, that is why nobody in the COVID-19 ward, nobody is going to the hospital because your treatment is hinging on whether or not you take a COVID-19 test. If you have any kind of symptoms that they can associate with COVID-19, the doctor may do that. So in other words, the doctor said, if you want us to treat you, get CAT scan and rah and this and that, and get injection. If you want treatment, you better take the COVID-19 test. If you refuse it, you have to stay for 14 days. If you still refuse to take if you refuse what we are offering before you take the test, our medication and our treatment, you'll have to go. That's it. You will have to sign a waiver and go. Please, people, share this information with everybody you know. Share it. This is a situation that is happening right now at the Port Antonio Hospital. And I am almost certain that if it's happening at the Port Antonio Hospital, it's happening at every hospital in Jamaica. That is why the numbers for COVID-19 are shooting through the roof. The doctor told her basically that if you don't take it, we're going to list you as a COVID-19 patient. If you sign the waiver and say I refuse treatment and go your yard, we're listing you as a COVID-19 patient. Please, I beg of you, share this voice message. Let people know what is going on. Oh, by the way, let me put a disclaimer in my message. I am not a medical doctor. I am giving no medical advice to anyone. I speak for myself and no other entity as a private citizen of Jamaica. Just in case they decide to come after me. That is my disclaimer. But share this information. Let people know what is happening. This is a fraud. We are living through a gigantic fraud. And anybody who refuses to look, who refuses to open their eyes and look at information that they might not like, Our country is on the brink of total dictatorship. Our country is on the brink of total medical tyranny. Our country is on the brink of fascism. Please share this message. And for the record, this is December the 5th, 2000. Sorry, what am I saying? This is January. I'm so used to 2020. This is January 5th, 2021. January 5th, 2021. And I will state my name for the record, K.D. Johnson. I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of none of them. Anyway, peace out.